Hi, I'm Bill Bradley. Join me for a recent excerpt of American Voices. I'm Bill Bradley. We're back now on American Voices with Gia Puma, the owner of Puma's Auto Body Shop in Island Park, New York. There among the cars, the tires, the spark plugs, a beautiful thing happened. A customer came in and asked Gia to make a donation to the Martin Luther King Jr. Center in Long Beach, New York. Gia got involved and now helps the community through the center, paying an electricity bill for a family in need or a car insurance payment, setting up Tai Chi classes for seniors, planting gardens with children. Gia Puma of Puma's Auto Body Shop in Island Park, New York, is here with me now. Gia, welcome to American Voices.
Thank you.
So, you're the owner of the auto body shop that your husband started. I know he passed away 8 years ago. Can you tell us about him?
Sure. He started the auto body shop after he graduated from BOCES. He rode his bicycle to get all his permits, and he really started from nothing and built a business that has afforded us a beautiful life. I have 5 children. He did pass away 8 years ago, and my children and I have kept the business going in his memory, in his name, and most of all for the 35 employees that we have that we didn't want to, put out on the street.
So it must have been difficult to take over the business.
Well, considering that my children and I have all basically, my children grew up in the business, and, I've always been part of it, background part of it, but it has been difficult. But, it's a labor of love.
So how has it been difficult?
Well, 35 men don't really respond to a woman owner very easily, especially in the collision business. But they've grown accustomed.
They now know who the boss is.
They know who the boss is.
So tell us about that day that a customer walked in and asked you to make a donation. What did you think?
Yes, Mr. Lewis has been a very long-time customer from the neighborhood, and he runs the kitchen at the Martin Luther King Center in Long Beach. And basically, they had no money to buy snacks or anything for the kids. So he came in looking for a donation, and I really knew nothing about the Martin Luther King Center or the kids that go there or the families that depend on it. So I'm not big on giving cash donations or giving people money that I don't know anything about. So I told him that I would look into it, and I stopped in there, and I met some people that are trying to help, and I met some of the kids, and I decided to help in a different way. Instead of giving money to the center, I worked directly with the families. They submitted me a bill from either National Grid or PSEG or their car insurance, and I paid it directly to the company. So there was no money exchanged between people. I just wanted to alleviate a little bit of their burden so that they could catch up.
Can you give us a sense of the community you're helping? What are their lives like? What are they struggling with?
Well, daycare is a big issue. They're just struggling with everyday problems like everyone else does, but they're more on the low-income spectrum, and I just think that they need some kind of brightness of the future. They need something to look up to, something to aspire to.
Well, when you started paying these electricity bills or these insurance bills, how did it make you feel?
It makes me feel so good that I wanted to continue to do more and more and more. So that's when I started with the girls' cheerleading team. They they're my heart now. I love them. I love going to see them. They feel so proud of themselves when I bought them uniforms and they're in their nice white sneakers and their outfit and they cheer, and it's such a good feeling. I would do it every day.
So how did they respond when you paid people's bills or gave them clothes?
Well, at the beginning, I wasn't sure that they were going to accept me because, I don't fit in there at all. I'm a very white, very blonde, very different, but I didn't treat them differently, and now they treat me just like a friend.
Dribble like you try and make your legs fall off. Slow down, pass the ball. Dribble like you try to make your legs fall off. And take a little beat. The ball, now speed up. Pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. Rosalind, Camilla, Giselle, Michaela, Peyton, Raylan, Amira, Michelle, Janelle, Savannah, Peyton.
So what are some of the moments that have made you proud?
Well, I love to see them be proud of themselves, the girls. I really haven't met too many of the parents, the people that I have paid bills for, because the parents really don't go to the center. The kids go after school, they get homework help, and then they have a gym. I started the cheerleading team with the dance teacher that they had come once a week. I paid her to come 3 times a week so she could work with the girls a little bit more. Today we're starting a martial arts class for the kids. This morning we started our first Tai Chi class with the seniors that go. I do have a little bit of a relationship with some of the seniors because I have sat with them a few times. I bought them all coats and, so that they're warm, but they have accepted me, so I'm really glad about that.
And what do you plan to do going forward?
I plan to have a financial class, like a budgeting seminar, or I can hire people to help them. I have friends that are accountants and salespeople, and just to open their minds about what the future can hold for them.
What do your 5 kids say? They must be proud of you.
Yes, they're very interested in what I'm doing. They're looking to be part of it and help, and hopefully they'll have something to talk about with these kids and their parents, and they lost their father, so everybody has a hardship in life, and you have to use it to bring yourself up the ladder. And I'm hoping to get everyone involved.
I understand you bought a alpaca farm.
I did. Well, I bought a farm, and I just bought some alpacas to bring to the farm. They're babies yet. They will be ready to leave their moms in the spring. And I want to open this farm and grow vegetables and bring the kids from the center to spend some time on the farm and understand how it feels to dig in the dirt and grow your own things and eat them right off from the farm to the table. And that is one of my big goals.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, and alpaca are very serene. They're kind of like dogs. They're very lovable, and I'm really looking forward to it.
How did you decide on alpaca? I mean, did you know about alpaca in some way?
Well, my daughter had a birthday party for my grandson, and they had like a farm premise, and they brought an alpaca along with a goat and a bunny and whatever, and I just fell in love with this alpaca, and ever since then, it's been in my head, and I started watching YouTubes and learning about them and how easy they are to care for and how lovable they can be, and They're the easiest livestock to raise, and they get shorn every spring. I have a patent on a pair of mittens, so I'm going to use their fiber to fabricate mittens, and the farm is out in wine country on the North Fork of Long Island. So when everyone goes to the wineries, hopefully they'll buy mittens.
From your alpacas.
Yeah.
So, Gia, you're doing so many good things. It's all out of your own pocket. Why is this such an important thing for you to do?
Well, the feeling in my heart when I make somebody happy, when I give somebody something that they need, there's nothing to compare to that.
How would you explain that to people who have trouble understanding that?
Yeah, you would have to understand the feeling from doing it yourself. The satisfaction, and it kind of sounds selfish, but the way it makes me feel when I give somebody something that they need, or when I help somebody and they really appreciate it and needed it, there's nothing better in the world. There's no better feeling. And I've experienced loss, but this is the one thing that I have found after 8 years that makes me feel better.
About the loss of your husband?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Was that sudden?
It was a 6-month battle that he lost.
Mm. Cancer?
Yes.
Mm. And here the kids are putting a smile back on your face. It shows life flows, ebbs and flows. And if you're open and giving, you can find such richness that you could never have imagined would have been there before.
Right.
And it comes and speaks to you in a moment of need, but you're fulfilling their needs in the process. So it's a wonderful thing.
Yes, it is. They give me more than I give them.
It's hard for people to understand that, but I understand it. And I think that anybody who's seen the face of a child light up can understand it too.
Yeah.
Well, Gia, thanks so much for all you do.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with Gia Puma of Puma's Auto Body Shop in Island Park, New York. To find out more, visit us on Facebook, American Voices with Senator Bill Bradley. And we're also now on Instagram. I hope you'll check us out there too. Follow us. Thank you for listening to American Voices here on my YouTube channel. For more interviews celebrating the goodness and creativity of the American people, click the subscribe button below.